Always think of you when spring comes, like it's something in the air at that time. Don't know why. Always dream of you when spring comes. It's like the heat on my skin takes me back to the time met you on a Friday, halfway out at the door of the club, playing soul on the weekend. Stayed in bed till Wednesday, fell in love with you right there and then. I was young, couldn't see that. The jacket though is too cold, too cold. Saw your face in the crowd and I think we're the best. Her just perfect, yeah, she's beautiful. Never thought you'd be here, it took me by surprise. I met you in the doorway, and a friend of a friend. Never thought I would see you this soon, but hope she really loves you, 'cause I swear you deserve everything. Wish that I knew that sooner. We got sober, it was over, but I told you I'll do it all over again. At your place on a spring break, a heartache, I'll do it all over again. Tell you too, say that I'm happy for the two of you. You wanna be friends, but I don't think I can. But I wanna be happy, not before.
Hey everyone, how's it going today? This is Casey. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can we do a sound check? We're going to go ahead. We got a lot to talk about today. I want to review some of the last trades that we took on Monday, and we are on a little bit of a roll right now. So really excited about that. Also, we're doing a giveaway today. Today is the giveaway. We're doing the giveaway. And so let's go ahead and just jump right in and start with that giveaway. Yugoslav, he says, hit that like button. So I appreciate that, man. Yugoslav was the winner of last week's giveaway. And so we're going to do another one today. Good morning. Good morning, Merle and Johnny and Yugoslav. Hello, hello, everyone. Oh, and by the way, we already have the link available in the chat for the giveaway. Now, here we go. We need to do 30 today. Last time was 25. We need to do 30. And the reason we need to do 30 is because because our prize is pretty awesome. We're going to do a 1-year subscription to the Forex Master Trader program. And so this is actually what I'm promoting today. I'm going to be doing, oh, let me get rid of these green lines. You guys don't want to see that. I'm doing a live webinar today as well. And I'm going to be talking about the Master Trader program. And we're going to, if we get 30 retreats, I'm going to give away a 1-year subscription. And that's valued at $997. And that's not even really the best part about it. The best part about it is you get coaching to really help you hit your trading goals. So anyhow, if we get the 30, we're going to do a giveaway for this. And I'm really excited for whoever gets that. So just go ahead and click this button. That's the retweet button. We got a full hour to nail that. And I want to see if we can get to 30. Okay, we got to get to 30. So you can like and leave a comment too. That would be great. But the link is posted in the chat. You guys, we have an opportunity to see someone get the giveaway. And also, just another thing is one of the people last week that won, they didn't reply to us yet. So make sure you check. If that was you and you were in the session and you were a winner, and it wasn't Yugoslav because he got his, but if you were a winner, make sure that you reply to the messages that we're sending you on Twitter. That's how we're going to communicate with you. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone. Now let's go ahead and just get started, and I want to start with some of the basics. Okay, let's start with some of the basics, and that is our Forex factory. Today got really FOMC at 2 o'clock. Okay, so that's a big one. Up until that, there's not really much, so we'll just be aware. You might want to be out of your trades by 2. Okay, so that's just something to be thinking about, and I won't be trading. I won't be trading because I'm going to be teaching at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be teaching. All right. Yeah. So that's that. The spreadsheet. Remember, we're doing the 10 trade challenge. The last trade we took, which was Monday, ended up being a real beaut. Okay. You see this chart right here. How many of you guys remember this trade on Monday? Thanks. Hey, Andre. How many of you guys remember this trade on Monday? And how many of you remember this trade from Monday? Oh my goodness, guys. Okay. So I was just showing about this gold trade we made. Forex Factory had no news. Here's the spreadsheet, and here's the chart. So this was the gold trade. The setup was right here. You can see it was on April 5th. Okay, so now, oh, you weren't here, Donatella. You missed it. Well, you know what? You're here now. And so we're going to try to come up with some more trades. We're going to try to finish up our challenge. But this was a real beauty. So let's go back in time. That's why I take a picture of this. We go back in time and we're going to recreate that entry. So let's go to gold. What time frame was that picture on? That was an hourly. So we're going to go back and we're going to go to April 5th. And so here was the trade, guys. Look at this. Do you see that? And the entry was, I think it might have been here, but we got in, it settled out, didn't quite, or maybe it was here. No, actually, might have been here. But yeah, because we had the fake out and then we got back in and then boom, went 190 pips. And now we're actually getting set up again. So I started by always talking about the weekly on this one. If you guys remember, we got this really cool double bottom pattern here. We're in this zone. We had a support level. We have a kind of a bullish flag. And so this weekly pattern was really powerful to me. I was saying, let's keep looking for longs. And so far it's worked out. We haven't had any explosions, but we don't really need it. I don't really care because I'm just going to take it every time I get an opportunity. So last time it was pretty good. Let's go ahead. That was not the daily chart, I don't think, Yugoslav. We'll go back and see here. Yeah, this is the hourly chart. I didn't have my special indicator on like I do now. This indicator down here at the bottom shows what we're looking at. So now that we have the weekly in play, let's look at the daily. Daily is still in a downward move, but we're starting to base out. And the really important thing was this breakout. Okay, you notice that the first time we got this is where the double bottom came, right here, and then right here. And now we got the MACD is getting lower on the daily, and we broke this key level. So now we've got this 50 period moving average is going to be something we got to pay attention to. Okay, we got to pay attention to that 50 period moving average. But right now we're getting a pullback. We're getting a pullback. And so as long as it's pulling back, I'm going to be waiting patiently. I don't really want to trade this to the downside right now. I'm waiting patiently. So I've got a trend line right here, and we're currently just consolidating. The MACD is starting to go lower, which is great for an uptrend. When we start to get into this red territory is when we want to start looking for setups. The last time, it doesn't necessarily always mean that it's going to turn right away, because the last time we were really going sideways for a while, not much to trade. And when you're in this, you see this flat, it's choppy action here on the top, choppy action on the bottom. That's not what we want. We want bigger moves. And then we started to get those bigger moves. And once we get those, we're better. It is starting to slow down a little bit. I'd actually like to see this drop down into the 1720 range. If it breaks to the upside, I'm still going to take it because it is an up move. But I prefer to get a little bit more pullback. And the reason I do that is because there's going to be more buyers. There's going to be more buyers. And so we want to get as many buyers as we possibly can in the to push this up. So right now, I would like to see it pop down a little bit, but at the same time, I'm looking for a trade every day during every session. And so one thing we can do is keep looking at some other pairs. Now, I wanted to point out the Euro New Zealand. How many of you guys remember my Euro New Zealand setup? Does anybody remember this, guys? And Donatello probably doesn't because he wasn't here, but do you guys remember this? Because I'm trying to get you guys to see this stuff before it happens. And if you enjoyed this setup, please, 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 please hit that like button, because this setup was pretty solid. And so here's what I was trying to point out to you guys. If you weren't here, I was watching this downward channel and I explained that we had a breakout. And then I also explained that we were now pulling back into support and we were waiting for the break. And so it faked down a little bit and it just pulled in all these short sellers, people thinking, oh man, it wasn't a real breakout. And then the thing just took off. It just flew. And so from this setup here, and I did grab this trade. Actually, I've been grabbing this a couple different times, but from this setup, it broke price right here, and then it has gone 179, 197. We'll just call it 200 for fun. It went 200 pips, right? And so that's pretty awesome that we went 200 pips. So right now, it's still pretty strong. We've got two strong candles. We have some resistance happening right at this point, 169. But I'm actually very bullish on this. So I will be looking for pullbacks. So we haven't gotten much. So I'm not really ready to trade this right now because we haven't gotten a lot of pullbacks, right? But we'll be watching. So let's keep pulling away and see if we can find anything. And by the way, if you guys see anything that you want me to look at, let me know. Let me know. Another trade I was able to grab was this USD yen. I was able to grab USD yen on the downside. And so what we had this resistance up here, really strong level. And I'll show you exactly what the way I traded this. So I noticed that it was getting a little bit tired, right? I noticed that it was getting a little bit tired. And why do I say that? Well, because we were overextended and then it couldn't take out this high, right? So that's why we were waiting on the gold trade. We were waiting because I want the high. So we're just waiting. And then finally, we had some big moves to the lower. We had some trend lines break. So this first trend line broke right here. Okay, and I'm like, okay, now we're looking for short. And then it came right back up and retested. Does this look similar? This looks very similar to the Euro New Zealand that we just did, right? Right, very similar, okay? And so it came right back up. So here was a great place to then begin to look for trades, right? So how would we trade this if we were looking? Well, we can watch the hourly time frame. That's totally, wait a second, my picture's not here. There we go. I got my picture now. So the first trend line that broke was right here. We had this trend line here. We actually had another trend line that broke earlier, which was this one, right? So we're getting little breaks. Anytime you get a break, it's really strong. So you don't want to short on peaks. You want to short on break and retest. You want to short on break and retest. So in this case, we had a break and a retest. We had a break and a retest. And then it crashed really hard. So right now we have another level that has been forming here, another one, right? So now we're consolidating, right? So we're consolidating. So the question is, what's going to happen? Well, if we look at the daily, it's still really overextended. And so we could take a look at and see where it could go. Because it's such a strong uptrend, I am not opposed to doing either direction on this, but it could get back down to this 108 area. You see how there's a lot of consolidation here. It could pull back here. There's also a level right here, right? Okay, and I'm not just doing analysis for everybody. I want you guys to actually trade this stuff. So we're trying, because analysis is one thing. Analysis is easy, but the hard part is trading it, right? It's trading it because, as you know, we could easily find out the analysis, but it's hard to trade. So right now I'm looking, let's go back to the hourly. We could break up into one of these levels up here. And this is currently going to be downward momentum in my mind until we break out of this channel. Okay, so what I'm seeing now is, you notice we have all these, you're seeing all these ladders We got one here. Let me draw it in so you can see a little bit. So we've got these. We got this ladder, and I'm thinking we might have another ladder. So if the price comes like this, right, comes back and then boom, right? And so sometimes this is what you call a bull flag pattern, right? A bull flag pattern. This is one of my favorite patterns to trade. This is actually the pattern we just did on the Euro New Zealand, right? It was the exact same pattern we did on the Euro New Zealand. So let me go back and show you. So now that we can identify these in advance, we can trade them. So let's identify them. We see the pattern. What are we going to look for? We're going to look for a break. Now, I am bullish on this. I just think, and I could be wrong, I just think there's another move to the downside down here. This is where I think we're going, right? So I'm not going to take it. If it comes down here and breaks, would I take this? It could. Let me erase it. It could come. We got this ladder, right? It could just break right here and go straight down, right? It could do that, right? And we still get to the same area. The problem with that, here's the problem, okay? And I want you guys to really be thinking. The problem is there's not enough room for this trade, okay? There's not enough room. And that's why we see this. So there's not enough room, okay? And then, so the market and the market makers and all of just the way the market, it's the way the market moves. It needs enough price action. It needs enough target, right? Because like traders are looking for a trade that can go from here to here, right? They're looking for a trade. And I'll let you guys answer this in the comments. What would be a better trade? Trade 1 or trade 2? What would you rather trade? Which one? Which trade? Go ahead, answer in the comments. Let me know. Which trade would you rather get? Do 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 do. Anybody know what song that is from? I'm not very musical. Okay, so Yugoslav would rather do number 1 and Bill number 2, Donatello number 2. Okay, so here's why I agree with, there's nothing wrong with trade 1, but I like trade 2. And the reason being, here's why. It takes a little patience, and we don't know what's going to happen. I have no clue. Thank you guys for the comments. Give yourselves, hit that like button for the comment. And yes, Bill gets a bonus star for Jeopardy. Yes. Yes. Okay, so let me break this down and why I like trade 2 better. All right. So thanks, Chris. The reason I like it better is we can calculate the risk and the target, right? So if we go straight down, we have a 48 pip target, okay? A 48 pip target. And the stop loss would probably be wise to be putting up here. But the problem is this is a consolidation. And when it's in a consolidation area, markets have a tendency to pop up into stop loss. So if you enter in here, you have a tendency to pop up. So obviously the way that we're trading, we're not going to trade unless we get a break. So if we get this break and it comes down, that will help protect our stop because we get that momentum. And then what happens is this trend line now becomes the stop level. This trend line that just broke now becomes the stop. And so price, even if it doesn't come to the target, it could come back up here, hit this trend line, and then come back down, right? So that's a possibility if we get the break. Another possibility is that it comes back up here and then comes down again, okay? So there's always different possibilities and scenarios, and we're trying to run them out. But the reason that I would prefer the market to do this is because I have a very tight stop. I got a very tight stop and a very large target, okay? If you can consistently hit trades like this with you're going to be much better off, right? And these are hard. These are really hard. These are really hard. Yeah, I don't know what FOMC is going to do. They're just a bunch of crazy people. I don't have any idea. And then I don't know how the market's going to respond to them. No clue. Okay, so right here, so the first trade we had, let me get back. The first trade was, we'll break here about a 50 pip target, 45 pip with a nice 30 pip stop, right? Great trade, 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, no problem. Well, not quite 2-to-1, 1 to 1.5, right? But this trade, we get this break, we enter here after it breaks where the circle is, and we come all the way down. Now we have a 71 pip target with a 25 pip stop, right? So we have a huge profit potential. So the amount of money, so we'll just do this in terms that you guys can understand, right? This is going to be in terms that you guys can understand because I know my audience, right? This trade number 1, you make this much money, okay? Trade number 2, you make this much, okay? Does that make sense, right? Now, when we see it on that point of view, which trade would you rather get, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trade number 1 because we got to take what the market gives us, okay? We got to take what the market gives us. But we want to find these. This is what we're looking for. And if we are patient and we just hit these, you're going to do really well, right? You can do a few of these a month and grow exponentially, okay? So that's what we're going to be waiting for. And we were really patient. You can see it right here. We were really patient on this one. There was a nice price action move, and then this thing went. So the problem is the timing, having to wait. That's good. Jesse gets the pun of the day award so far. Hit that like button for Jesse's good comment. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. I think what I want, guys, is for you guys to be watching this, right? I want you guys to be watching this and try to set it up. Let's see what happens. I would like for it to come back up here. We could also, there's a, play around with different things. And we could also try to take this to the upside if we catch this breakout here. So we do have this consolidation. This is not a real solid trend break. I guess this would probably be the best way to draw it. To get us some action. So if we we got the MACD starting to go, right? So if we get it, we could take it up to the top. Again, this trade is not as good, but it still is a possibility. So if we put our stop down here, and this would be the trade zone, right? This would be the trade zone. So again, what's our risk? This is R for risk, and this is our reward, our R for reward. So let's measure it now. Let's measure it and see what we got. So we're going to measure this. So we break out here and we got 45 pips to the upside. Just to be safe, we'll say 40. And then our stop loss will be about 40. So we got a 1-to-1, right? A 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Pretty good setup. Okay, so that is the US yen. So does everyone feel comfortable trading the US yen right now? Is there anything I didn't cover? Am I missing something? I think I really helped you guys lay out a great trading plan for the US yen. If you like it and you're comfortable with what we're doing on the US yen, hit that like button. We got 47 people watching right now and only 11 likes. And honestly, that's not acceptable. We got to get those likes up. Come on, hit that like button. But if you have a question, let me know. Or if you have something you see that I don't see, let me know. But I see this bull flag, and I can compare it by showing you what just happened on the Euro New Zealand, right? We just had the very similar scenario. So let's go to an hourly. So we had a big up move, and then we had this downward bull channel, and then finally it broke out to the top. Now, there was a little bit of a fake here on this first channel, and then it came down again. It just did a little bit early, but it didn't really matter because I actually got money on that fake, right? I made a 79 pip trade. You can see the trade. It was 78 pips, and my stop was 55. So it was a really solid trade. And now I'm just continually waiting for some more pullbacks on this one. But it was the exact same setup. We can try to find these setups over and over again. So right now, let's go to the US yen. Chris has a question. Good question, Chris. Thank you. So Chris is saying, would I give my weekly, monthly direction? So let's get rid of this and look at it. So we have a pretty interesting channel developing. Okay, do you see what we have here? This is a big weekly break. This is why looking at weekly charts are really important, because right there is a 350 pip move, okay? Very good. So we are now in an uptrend on the weekly chart, which is a really, 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 really big deal. And the reason it's a big deal is because we haven't been on up territory on the weekly chart in 5 years. We've teased it, but we haven't actually broken out and been in an upward trend for 5 years. So that's pretty good. If we look at monthly, the same thing. You can see it broke out of a key monthly channel. And so this is a bullish move, in my opinion. This actually has been bullish, believe it or not, since 2011. Okay, but when you look at monthly, it's crazy because this is a bullish trend, but it had monthly charts are crazy. It had like it went down. It went down from 2015 to 2021. So it went down for like 6 years in the middle of a bull trend. So, looking at this overview doesn't really do anything for a daily trader, but it does help you understand really key and important levels. Okay, so let's take a break and let's go to the competition. I want to see where we're at. I want you guys to somebody needs to get that. So we've got 44 people. We got 44 people right now. If every single person comes in and hits this retweet, you just click this button, one out of 30, that's pretty good odds, will get an opportunity to be entered into our giveaway, which is a 1-year $997 training for a year. It's really comprehensive. So we need every single person on the channel right now that's listening to this to go ahead and hit this retweet. You just click the link and you retweet it, right? So there you go. Okay. So gold is popping. Thank you. And oh my goodness. Gold. Did I miss my entry? Not yet. Okay. So gold is moving. There's a little bit, if we go to an hour, a 15-minute, there was a little quicker entry, which is right here, right? But I'm not going to take that because it's right into resistance. I would like for this level to break out, right? So I'm going to be waiting for this. We're moving lower here on the MACD. The hourly is still just about ready to cross over the 0 line. So that's good. But I'm going to be a little more patient because we do have a little bit of a bull flag, right? It's not a huge one, but we have one. So the same type of scenario that we were looking at on that US yen is the kind of scenario that we have here. So definitely an opportunity to catch this trade. As you guys know, I've already caught it a couple times, and it could definitely do it again. So I'm going to be watching and waiting. We do have this nice bullish candle right here. This is like a tweezers. It's a price action signal if you guys are into price action. And you know what? Merle wants me to look at Euro Pound. So Merle, you are a great viewer, and I really appreciate you. And so thank you for being here. And wow, I am amazed. So Euro Pound, this is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. So the euro is actually really strong, right? So we want to look at all the euro stuff right now. Euro is really strong. How long is that going to go? I don't know. But it's broke a really important level. So this was really big, really big. It really lined up with the pound New Zealand or the euro New Zealand, but the difference is this. Here's the difference between this and the euro New Zealand. This is a daily chart, and this has been going down for a long time. So we are currently at a bit of resistance on the 50 period. So what that means to me is that we're going to get a pullback pretty soon, okay? And it could be a steep pullback, right? We don't want to try to see all these guys getting short here, got faked out. People were getting short here. Look at all these shorts. You know, everybody saw this trend line. Everybody was going in short, 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 and then they're like, okay, time to squeeze, right? Then more shorts came in, and then time to squeeze. Well, now a lot of these guys that are getting squeezed, they're going to be getting out. There's not enough people to get in here. There's a lot of bullish momentum, but I think it could pull back because here's the 50 period moving average. Okay. And Carolyn, I will hit that next. Yes. So right now, what am I going to do? Well, the cool thing I like about this is the daily MACD is starting to get green. So I think we got a lot of time. I think we could get back up to here. We have a pretty solid level right here. So this gives us a really long-term playbook, right? A long-term playbook on that. So with that being said, you just write, this is why we write notes down, and you're like, okay, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm thinking. I mean, this is a really powerful move. We've also got this trend, the long-term like wedge here. Like this is powerful, okay? So here's what we do. We now have changed our focus, and we believe that this is going up. And it might not go up. It could go sideways. I mean, we don't know, but this is really strong. And the last time that we had a big move like this, you can see it really did move for a while. Back in August of 2020, you can see nice 400 pip move, right? And where do we have to get up here? Nice 200 pip move. So we got some room, okay? And it's already moved 170 pips. So from now on, I am just waiting. Okay, what I would like to see is it to flag out, right? Just like what we always had seen. We want to see the flag. Okay, so we're gonna. This is what I want to see now. This is what I want to see happen. Okay, I want for price to come like that, roll over a little bit, and then start doing this. Okay. And why do I want to do that? Because of this. Okay. And so we can trade some of these, right? We could trade some even to the downside because we got some moves here. But ultimately, the absolute best move is this one. So here's a kind of a flag, right? And this is, you'll never know when this is going to happen. I mean, we can't predict these. The best moves we can do is this one here, right? You see that one? Because that's, you catch the full move. That's the hardest one to catch because we don't know when the bounce is going to take off. And usually it will shake you out, right? This is the hard one, but it's also the one with the most dollar signs, right? So for the prepared trader, for the one who's really planning and really looking at what's going on, they can nail this trade, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Right? Okay. So the next trade is the one, I'm going to draw this channel again, okay, is this one that comes and breaks out of the trend here. And a lot of times, this is a little different. A lot of times you'll see it come back like that and then take off. This type of breakout is really rare, okay? They do happen and they're rare and they're just really hard to nail, right? I've tried to nail them. I've just had a really hard time because what usually happens is I get into the breakout, it comes back, and then it goes. So the best couple ways to trade this is you take the initial break and you just go for a short target and you try to get back in, or you use a really big stop all the way down here, which then even if you catch the big move, because your stop is so big, it really hinders your profit level. So catching that move is very difficult. So my favorite way is to wait for the pullback and then go long. Now, guess what? A lot of times it'll do this, right? A lot of times it will do this. But other times it will do a big move like this, and then it will pull back down here, okay? And I know that I'm not like solving all of your problems, which is what I want to do. I want to solve all your problems. But so then you can try to look for entry down here, right? If you're patient, or maybe down here or down here, wherever it's going to pull back to. We don't know how far it will pull, but we do know that the Euro New Zealand just pulled back pretty strong. It was a pretty strong pullback on that Euro New Zealand. And I'll just go back to it one more time just to take a look. So we can see this Euro. Let's go to the daily. Okay. Let's zoom up. And I'm just giving you the, so we had the break and we're like, oh, we missed the pullback, but then look where the pullback went. It pulled back pretty heavy. So the break happened possibly here, but there was a trend line here. So it almost pulled exactly to where it broke. It did. It pulled exactly to where it broke, but it just took some time, right? It didn't happen in an hour. It didn't happen in 5 minutes. It took 11 days. It took 11 days of patience. And I was able to trade this a couple different times. And once I actually got faked out, and took a loser, I think, somewhere along the line. I got that winner, but I actually took a loser on one of these head fakes because I knew it was going to go long, and I got a little overexcited. Has anybody here ever got a little bit too excited, right? Hey, Lance, thank you for retweeting. I appreciate it. Hey, guys, hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button, and we got to get as many people on here so we can hit the 30 retweets, because I want to give this away. Like, you guys do not understand. I want to give away $1,000 training. I really do. So you guys got to help me out and participate. And really, I want to help people that that are participating, because you don't understand how important it is for you to communicate, ask questions, and participate. Okay. All right. We're going to take a look at Carolyn here, and Donatello, I will look at what you're looking at too if I get some time. But actually, before we get to the Australian USD, let's pull up the chart. I want to look at the retweets. Let's refresh it. All right, guys, we're at 17. We're halfway there, and we got 20 minutes to go. So if you're watching this and you haven't retweeted, you just click the link, and then you click this button. We got to get to 30. We got to get to 30 today. And oh, also, if you haven't signed up for the training yet, please sign up. I'm going live at 1 o'clock, and I'm going to show you the roadmap to be a master trader. It's going to invite you into our exclusive program. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, by the way. Okay, so we need everybody to participate. Come on, guys, you can do this. We're actually past the halfway mark. You can do this. All right, so just click that link. It's been thrown in the chat. Click that link, and you guys will participate in that. All right, let's go back to the charts. Australian dollar. Okay. Okay. So Australian dollar. Let's start by looking at the long term. And there we go. So long term, we're definitely in an upward move. From left to right, it's downtrend, but really that goes back 6 years. So it's a little bit too far for us to really worry about. But right now, the day that we broke that, we now entered an uptrend. So that's back in May, right? So we've been trending up for almost a year. Okay. So now we broke out the trend line. We're headed up. Now we have a weekly channel forming. Okay. We have a weekly channel. It's actually almost a perfect channel. Really well formed. And it works great, right? So we popped down and we tried to break and we broke a trend line here. We broke this trend line. And now it went lower. And if let's zoom up. If we look at this week, it's pinned barred down. So we're still halfway through the week, but I am going to be watching this now for the ladder, right? So we go back, we know exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for the ladder, right? Here's the ladder, right? So right now, I'd love to see this come here. It could come back down here because we have moving averages. We also have a support. Boy, am I terrible. There we go. Okay, let me try this again. We have support here. Okay, so it could get down here. Draw that ladder. Sometimes the ladder will expand and we'll have a wider channel. But so these are areas where I'd be looking for the price to break that channel. All right. So that's my guidance on the weekly. And so now that I have a weekly mindset, does that mean I can't take it short? No, it doesn't. But if I'm going to be patient and wait for the good trades, look, you're saving yourself time. Here's an interesting concept that I want you guys to think about, and you have to test all this out. I want you to test it and write it down, and actually don't just don't take me at my word, but actually test it so you can learn. But what I'm saying is sometimes you can make less trades and make more money, right? By being really patient and timing it out and getting the right setup. And so just running this analysis. So we already know a few different pairs that we're looking at. We know what we're looking at on the euro pound. We know what we're looking at on the US yen. We're beginning to know what we're looking at on the Australian USD. Okay, you see all of these things that we're looking at. So what does that mean now? Now we're just got to be patient, right? We just got to be patient. So it's going to take some time for this to set up. Obviously, it's going to take some time. So now I'm going to drop it down. Let's go look at a daily time frame. So daily, let's get this. We're currently moving down, right? We're moving down. And if this level breaks on the daily, we do have a trade. Our stop loss would be somewhere up here. Our target here. Okay, so we have this. Always be looking, like keep your eyes on the risk to reward ratio, right? You want a tiny circle on top and a big circle on the bottom. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So right now we have a really interesting potential setup on the daily. Okay, right? And we are, the MACD is moving down. We still have some room. I think it could easily go down here. We have a head and shoulders pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder. The neckline just broke. And there we go, right? So that's what I'm looking at on the daily. Let's keep breaking it down. And who was it? I think it was Merle likes looking at the 4 hours. So I don't look at the 4 hour that often, but we can look at it on a 4 hour. 4 hour, we just got here on the daily, or on the 4 hour, we just got green, and we broke this level here on the 4 hour. So it actually gives you a little bit better picture, right? So you could get in different levels where we could place our stop loss right here, here, and we have this as the target. Okay. There's also this level. So, target, you got to be willing to give up a few pips. It could be right here or right down here as the target. You got to give yourself a little bit of room for those. Okay. So that's really what I'm looking at. And then since we're still on a weekly, we're on a weekly right now. On the 4 hour, we're moving down. On the daily, we're moving down. But on the weekly, it's the exact same pattern that I was looking at before. We have this bull flag, and it's just going to keep moving, and it's going to continue in the direction. And I don't know what's going to happen. I have no clue. I say that it's going to continue. I don't really know. I'm anticipating for it to continue in the direction of the overall trend. Now, of course, I could be dead wrong. Hopefully not dead wrong, but I could be wrong. And this thing could come, and we go down here, we pop up, and instead of doing one of these, which is what I would anticipate, it might do one of these, right? So once we get down here, anything can happen, and it could do one of these and break out the bottom, right? That could happen. But right now, I'm looking for, until this level goes, I'm all on the long side. And this is a weekly trend line. This is a weekly. So that means that weeklies can go for 5 years, and it's only been 1 year. It's only been going up for a year. We could have 5 more years of upward moves, right? But still, doesn't mean we don't have down trades in the middle of that. But just overall gives us a really good understanding of what's going on in the markets, right? All right. So Yugoslav, it's like efficient, patient, and disciplined. Put the lines and baits and wait. You know what? I laugh because there's a certain kind of good day, Thomas. I laugh at that, Yugoslav, because I am not much of a fisherman. But I'm really glad that you put this into comparison, because let me tell you a story about fishing. Okay. I like to take my kids fishing because they always say, Dad, let's go fishing. Let's go fishing. And so I take them out there, and I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I have no clue. And so I get out there. With trading, you're analyzing the river, right? I'm analyzing the river and where the fish are. But when I'm in a real river, I don't know where the fish are. I don't know how they're swimming. I don't know what they eat. I don't know anything about fish, right? And so I'm just trading blind. I'm fishing blind. And so I go out there and I cast my reel a few times, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is horrible. Like, this is so boring. I sit there and I don't catch any fish, right? It was so boring. So I leave, and then we go to a place where, Chris's idea is always a good one. Then I go to a place where they stock the lake, and they charge you $2 for a fish. And so there's so many fish in that little pond that they're just jumping out everywhere. And, yeah, actually, that's not a good environmental strategy. But you go into the pond, and there's just thousands of fish. You put your bait on the hook, and you throw it, and you immediately catch a fish. That's the way that I like to fish. And we want to do that in the trading world as well, but we still have to be patient and know right where the place is. So we got some good analogies here on stuff. All right, guys. Yes, I realized it was a joke. I did not think he would do that. Yeah, and I was actually just talking about eating fish the other day because I love fish. It was this morning or last night, because I've done a lot of travel, and I was talking about one of my favorite places to eat in all the countries I've been in. And one of those is Indonesia, because they eat a lot of fish and rice. So if anybody's here from Indonesia, get a heads up, because when I was in Indonesia, it was such good food. At least the part that I was at. It's a big, big place. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to go back to Mr. Frogman and look at USD Swiss. But before we do that, we got to check the competition. I know that we're going to get it today. I have faith in you guys. I got faith in you, and I really hope to see you at the live event. Okay, so here's the situation. Okay, we currently have 55 people online. Okay, 55 people online. And we have 18 people to do this. So if every single person that has not done it yet just comes in, they go to the link is in the chat. If you click the link and you click this button, we're there, okay? We just need to get to 30. So we need 12 more, but there's 55 people watching right now. Right, so I know that you guys can do this, but remember the prize. This is a big, big prize. It's $997 prize, right? And the amount of success that you guys could have is really, really huge. Yeah, Yugoslav said it. This is easy, guys, and the prize is big, right? And the odds of winning are pretty good. So let's go ahead and just do that right now. Hit that link, and I'm going to actually talk about some of this stuff today during the training, because you know, engagement, that's one of the groups. So I'm not a big fan of social media, because I think that people get addicted to it and they spend time watching a lot of stupid stuff that they shouldn't. So it's just like anything else. It's a tool that you can use. On one end, you have an opportunity to engage with an incredible amount of people that have a whole world of skills that you never could before. But on the other hand, you could waste it and be addicted and just hit, you know, scroll on Facebook. So what I'm going to tell you is use it for good, engage, take action, and, you know, make it happen, guys. I believe in you. So we got 18. I need 12 more. We got 55 people. Come on, let's do it. And while you're at it, I'll hit that like button too. Okay. So let's go look at the USD Swiss. And that was because of because of Frog, Mr. Frog. All right, now this is a little choppy. The very first thing I notice is that it's like totally sideways. You can see 2013 over here, 2013, and where we're at now, it's just been in a big sideways box, right? So let's look at this trend. Look at that. Do you see what we see here? So for those of you that were trading this, and this is why weekly, guys, I really want to encourage everybody to look at weekly, and we'll start doing that more. I've been doing it on the show, but I haven't been consistent. That's probably my weak spot, is my consistency. So you guys can help me with that, and I'll help you. But if we were looking at this last week and we saw that pin bar, all we had to do to catch the trade of the week was draw our trend line and say, okay, we're waiting for it. And then what happened, right? We got our upward channel. You can see price is moving along really nicely. And then booyah, what happened? Do we want to get in? Well, we could take this trade, or we could wait for the retest and get in here, right? So again, guys, this is just being planning, patient, waiting, and now we're bearish, right? So this is a good scenario, okay? Really good. So Frog, thank you. Thank you, Frog. Mr. Frog, I appreciate your message, right? Okay. So here's what we got, all right? And We just got a bump in some more people, so grab that like button and make sure you retweet. I'm going to give you one last chance at the end. Okay, but we got that break, and now we're really, really strong to the downside. Let's go back to the weekly. Guess what, guys? We do have the ladder. So we have this, okay? We've got a support level right here, okay? So what I think might happen, I think we might come down into support and then consolidate back up and then break, okay? And so what does that mean? That means we have a really sweet trade happening, right? Hopefully we get a little bit of consolidation and we can nail that sweet trade, okay? So let's look and see what the sweet trade will give us. If we can get a pullback, and it might not pull, it could just go straight down, obviously. But if we can get a pullback and we get in around 93.56, we got ourselves a 500 pip trade. Give a shout out for a 500 pip trade. Hit that like button for a 500 pip trade. Let's do that. Oh, and by the way, I'm actually going to make a trade right now. Because why? Because I want to. So we're going to do this. I'm taking this, this gold, and we're going to put our stop down here, and we're breaking out. So I'm going to put my take profit at, let's look at the daily, give us a little bit of area. So right here at 1765 is a great area. So let's go ahead and see what we got. See if it can get to 1765. Is that too far? It might be too far for one trade. I don't know. It's right. No, it's not. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Custom. We're going to do that. And by the way, this is the Epic Trade tool. If you guys want to try that, you can. And remember, it might not break right away. It might consolidate a little bit. It is currently testing. I would like to see a little bit of more upward momentum here. And remember, I was hoping that it would actually move a little bit lower before making the move. But when it's ready, it's ready. You can't tell it what to do. So we're currently breaking right now. It's currently breaking. I'm going to just look this up because I want to see the price. See, the buy just came in at 1740. It's still pushing. I'd like to see this sell get to 1740 as well. And then I'm just going to click the buy. Yugoslav is a much better trader. Good job, buddy. Good job. Ben Z. Hey, Ben, it's been a while, thanks. If you want to enter the giveaway, we're doing a $997 giveaway. Just click the link in the chat. I'm waiting right here. And then as soon as let me go do that now, and I'll keep my eyes on the trade as well. Okay, so the link in the chat. Here's the link in the chat. I'm just going to post it again. If you click that link, it brings up this page. And we need, I don't think we're going to make it. I thought you guys were going to do this. We got 57 people on. We need 11 people to hit this. Come on. We got a couple minutes to go. 11 people. You guys can do this, right? You can do this. Just hit that button. And it's a $1,000 prize. Okay, now, if we don't get it this week, I'll give you an opportunity to do it next week. But I would just think with as many people as we have live here, I think this would be easy. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't take the trade, guys. I didn't take the trade. And now we're getting a pullback. I was waiting for 1740 to print right here, and it didn't do it. So, so that's it. And I really wanted to finish it up today. I just don't see anything that's available right now. I just, you know, if we're really trying to push and grasp, we could always do hourly or minute charts, you know, 5-minute charts. Like we could have done, you know, you can get those 5 minutes. You know, we could have done this, wait for this break to happen, watch this. You got a nice trade here if you're scalping. But you see, I was waiting for that, and my patience paid off. It paid off. So that's good. So now we'll see how far this pulls back, and then I'm just going to be watching this trend line. Okay. So you guys have the trade, and I'm going to go and make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. We've got 61 people watching this. We got 21. We got 9 more. And so Yugoslav exited, and so that's one of the reasons why the price is dropping, because his massive trade disappeared. But watching this is going to be my favorite setup right now. We also have the US yen as well happening. Oh, and also the Australian USD. Let's take a look at that. That might be ready. Okay, so Australian USD did break. We got a break, and now it's coming back up. We look at it on the 4-hour. MACD is moving lower. It broke this level. Let's look at it on a 15-minute. We're coming up. We broke this channel. You see that? And now we're coming back up. So this could be a pretty good setup for a trade as well as the gold trade. As it's trading right now, we're right here. I'd like to see this come back up one more time, you know, just for patience sake. Maybe come up here and then short it. But right now we have this little ladder, right? We're just little ladder is what I'm looking for a break. If it does go to the upside, you know, that we could get I could have been wrong on it. And it goes back up to the top of the channel because it still has some room up here. But I am right now looking for a possible short on the Australian USD. So we'll see what happens. But again, either way, it's not quite ready yet. All right, here it is, guys. I'm getting out of here at 10:05. It's currently 10:03. So we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to get ourselves up there. There's 61 people live. We need 9 more in 2 minutes. 9 more in 2 minutes. It doesn't take long. All you got to do is click the link and then click the button. And there we go. We can do this, right? We can do this. It literally takes 10 seconds. So we got 61 people. You guys can do this. Also, you want to make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you get the notifications, because I'm going to be doing a lot of other good stuff. I did some more stuff on the weekend. We've got Tim. Tim is doing amazing work. We're doing just great strategy training all the time on the YouTube channel. You guys want to make sure that you're subscribing to the channel to get the notifications so that you can be the best trader that you can be. And that's what we're trying to do here, is to help as many traders be the best that they can be. All right. So we got 1 more minute and we're at 22, 8 more. For those of you that haven't done this yet, go right ahead and do it. You can do it, guys. You can do it. I know that you can do it. I'm not going to give up on you. We got the timer on. It's 10:05. Okay, there we go. It's time, and you guys didn't do it. But you know what? That's okay, because there's always next time. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to close out for today. Keep our eyes on that gold and the Australian dollar. Keep your eyes out on all the trade plans, the US yen, everything that we talked about today. There's lots of opportunities in this market. Do your best to really make it happen. All right. So I hope to see you guys today on my live webinar, which is here. If you didn't sign up yet, you can actually sign up right here. I'll post that in the link. Thanks, Donatello. Thank you, Donatello. Good job, man. Really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys in the live session today. There's actually, let me show you guys something. And while I'm still stalling, you guys still have a chance to hit the retweet. But I want to show you how many people signed up, just so you guys can actually see it. We got a pretty nice attendance happening, and there's a little bit of an issue. So here's what we got. This is the training at 1 o'clock. It's 2,379 people are registered, right? So there's lots of people here, and only 500 can show up at a time. So I'm going to open up the room early, and it'll be at 1 Eastern time. I'm going to be in early, so if you can get in, so if you're one of the earlier people, you get a seat. The webinar platform only holds 500. So you got to have to get in a little early. All right, guys, let me check one last time. And it's at 21. So somebody undid their retweet. Okay, and gold is making a move. I'm still not quite ready yet, but it's making a move. Let's get our custom buy. Yes, I am gold. I am gold. So Ben, are you telling me to short gold right now? Well, if I was going to short it, what I would do is I would wait for this to break to the downside. So I still haven't totally made up my mind yet because I need this to break up. It might fake me out, but I'm still willing to take it because I've taken this trade like 5 times in a row, and every single time I've made money. Right? Every single time. Let's go back and just show you. Let's go back and do the history of this gold. And I'm just going to keep doing it. Here's trade number 1. Here's trade number 2. Trade number 3. Trade number 4, right? I did all of these breaks. And sometimes, when you get towards trade number 5, well, that's when you got to be careful, right? Because 4 trades in a row using the same strategy, things can get a little crazy, right? And actually, this might be trade 5. So now I'm on trade number 6. Trade number 6, it could be a little crazy, right? Good job, Yugoslav. Good job. And because I'm just being really patient, we are getting some more time for the people that want to participate in the giveaway. We got 21. I guess nobody wants to, but Okay, we got it. We got the trade. So I'm going to go ahead and take it right here. All right. So that's it. As you guys know, my target is up here. We got some momentum. We broke out. And again, it could be too early, right? It could be too early. I have faked out before, but I got a nice big stop loss on it. My take profit's a little bit bigger than this. So this is the trade, and we'll see how it goes. I'll be timing it out with everybody. And let me take a picture of it and add it to the spreadsheet. And Ben, I hope you're wrong, man. I hope you're wrong. Okay. Upload. So I'm adding this to that spreadsheet, guys. And we're at 22 retweets. And I have tons of these open. Okay, so we got trade number 8, gold. And there we have it. And when the results come, I will post it. There we go. Okay. Ben. Trading, it's so much fun. All right. That's it then. Let's one last look. Okay, we didn't quite make it, guys. And Merle, I can't look at DXY because they don't have it on these charts, right? And so I cannot do that. All right. Thanks, Nahasaher. I appreciate your retweet. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Really am excited about today's training. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you, everybody.